Hey everybody, I just wanted to go over some metric to English conversions with you and specifically use the practice with metric English conversions worksheet that's in the in Schoology for you to work with. So if you look here, there's a supplemental worksheet, Sup 001 worksheet, and anytime you see this 3-digit code, you should probably realize that that's in Google Classroom. So you click the link to Google Classroom and you sign in and you get here to my class. Okay. Now yours is going to look slightly different than mine, but nonetheless you scroll down and you open Practice with Metric English Conversions and you get this PDF. Okay, I think nothing will help you more than just trying to practice these problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a live practice of all of these problems with you showing pen and paper, really. Okay, so let's get started. So here's the worksheet. Here's my live version. Make sure you fill in your name and the scores over here and the date. Okay, I'm just going to go down this one by one until I feel like I've done enough of these problems. You can either pause the video and try it yourself, or you can watch me do a couple and or however you want to do it. So I'm going to just start with question number 1 here. Okay, so question number 1 is asking us how many miles per hour are in 14 kilometers per hour. Now this is written a little bit differently than we normally see, but MPH is miles per hour, KMPH is kilometers per hour. So anytime we do a conversion, we want to start with the number we're given. So we're going to start by writing 14 and its units, KM. But then we want to put per as the line, and then per hour. Okay. Now we'll just leave it like that. And now we X line. Okay. Whenever we're doing a conversion. Okay. And then we look up the conversion factor. Can we go directly from kilometers to miles? Okay. Well, we probably can. Okay, so we looked at it, so we're going to go kilometers on the bottom, meters on the top, miles on the top. That's one of the reasons why we want to be careful of our units. But okay, so miles on the top, and then we go and look this up. Now, I'm looking in the back of the book, wherever you want, but what I see is for every 1 kilometer, a mile is 0.62137, and so that gets it, so it's a little bit longer, but there it is. And so now we do some math. Okay, sorry, you can hear me getting out my calculator. And so we do 14 times 0.62137, and when we get that, we get 8.69918, and the units on that, let's see here, get rid of kilometers and we're left with miles per hour, MPH. Okay, so that's one. So let's try another one. Okay, get rid of a couple of sheets of paper here. Okay, so now the next one, number 2. Okay, let me straighten this out. Okay, so we have 19 ounces equals how many grams? Okay, so again, we write the number that we want to convert. So we're going to do 19 ounces is abbreviated OZ. Okay, we do this. Now we look and we see if we have a direct conversion from ounces to grams. Now I don't. I have to go from ounces to pounds to grams. Okay, so that's the way I have to do it. If you look up a conversion factor that's ounces to grams, then that's fine. But what I have is that for every sorry, so let's put ounces here, pounds on the top. And so that's going to be for every 16 ounces, we have 1 pound. And then we do another X line. Okay. And when we do that, because now we have pounds, we need to get rid of pounds now. So now I'm going to put pounds on the bottom, and I'm going to put grams on the top. And it's the conversion I have is for every 1 pound, it's 453.59 grams. Okay, let me move this up a little so that we can just see the problem. So now we're going to do a math. Now when we put this in the calculator, let me see if I can get the calculator to show that. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go 19 times 453.59 times, divided by 16. And when we get that, we get 500, let me write it down here. So we get, there's our answer, 538.638125. And that unit is now in grams. Okay? Okay. Take your time going through these because it's beneficial. Okay. So let's do another couple of them. Okay. So now we have quarts to liters. Okay, let me make sure you can see that. Okay, so I had to cut the video because I was doing something crazy. Okay, so we have 14.5 liters, and we want to convert that to quarts. So we have to start with the number we're given. Okay, so we're going to start with 14.5 liters, capital L liters, and we're going to do X line. And now we're going to look up liters, and what I know is I don't have a direct liter to quart conversion. So I'm going to have to do this in 2 steps again. So we have liters, so we're going to go from liters to gallons, which I have that conversion. And then we have to go from gallons to quarts. Okay, so we have to do it in 2 steps. So I look up and I see that for every 1 gallon, there's 3.7854 liters. Okay, and for every 1 gallon, there's also 4 quarts. And so now, as we do this math, again, I'll try to get the calculator in the, you can see my previous problem there. Okay, so as we try to do this, we're going to go 14.5 times, remember all the numerators get multiplied together, 4 divided by the number on the in the denominator, 3.7854. And so you get 15.322, okay, 15.322, etc. And now let's see what units are in gallons, gallons, liters, liters all cancel. So now we're in that many quarts. Okay. Let's try the next one. Okay, so let's see here. Question number 4, yards to meters. Let's get into the viewfinder. Okay, so we have 20.5 yards. We want to go to meters. So 20.5 yards. X line. Now, do I have a conversion factor that goes from yards to meters? I do in this case. So yards, meters. Okay, I look up the conversion factor. What I see is 1 meter equals 1.0936 yards. And so that's just 2 steps, okay, or 1 step actually. It's even easier than that, okay? So now let's do the math. So we're going to do 20.5 divided by, let me see if I can get this to focus a little bit better. Okay, maybe. Okay, divided by 1.0936. And so what you get is 18.745. So whatever. What's the units? Well, yards cancel. The only unit left is meters. Okay. Okay, let's do a couple more. What you end up realizing is that all of these are kind of the same problem, is that you're just converting. Oh, here's yards to meters again, which is good because now we don't have to look up the conversion factor. We already know it from the previous problem. So we have, make sure I write this down, 13.5 meters, and we want to X-line this, and we want to go from meters to yards now. Okay, so when we look up the conversion factor, okay, just so you know, I'll write it down here. It says 1 meter equals 1.0936 yards. Okay, so I put the number with the unit. So 1 meter is equal to 1.0936 yards. Okay, so now I just set up the math problem. Let me cover my conversion factor here. Okay, and again, I'm doing it in a TI, but you can do it however you want in whatever calculator you want. 3.5 times 1.0936. And so that is equal to 14.76336. And then the units on that, meters cancel, and we are left with just yards. So that's that many yards. Okay? Okay. Let's try one more. Okay? This is good stuff. Oh, pounds to kilograms. Okay. That's the next one. Let me move it up a little so that way we can do this. Okay, so it's pounds to kilograms. Pounds to kilograms. So what we have is, make sure we're writing this down right, we have 12 kilograms, and we X-line it. And so we want to go from kilograms to pounds, and I know we have a conversion factor for that. Okay, so what I look up is I find that for every 1 kilogram, we have 2.2046 pounds. And now, again, we plug that in our calculator. We just multiply those numbers. 12 times this divided by 1. Well, dividing by 1 just keeps it the same. So, because any number divided by 1 is itself. Okay, so we do 12 times 2.2046 pounds, and we get 26.4552 or whatever, however much. And the units on that, let's say kilograms cancel, and we're at pounds. Okay, so the point here is making sure you have a conversion factor where you know that one thing, in this case kilograms, equals another thing, which is 2.2046 pounds. You may have to look that up, but that's how those conversion factors work. Okay, so feel free to give it a try. Look at this as often as you want. Do what you need to do. Thank you.